Hello, my peeps. Welcome to my shaky hand and my same backward drop that I've had for like 25 of my vlogs. And do I care? No, because these vlogs are not about cinematic capabilities, nor phenomenal editing skills, which I do have, but not for these vlogs. So, where are we right now? It is, Christmas just happened, 2024, so New Year's is next week, so we're starting 2025. Time flies when you're having fun. The past 4 years have felt like they've been like 10 years, 10 lifetimes all thrown together into one. I was, my back hurts. I was watching a vlog of mine about the one where like, how do you love your post-mastectomy body or your post-cancer body or whatever the heck I said. Because I met up with a friend today and we were talking for a bit about my post-mastectomy body. Not in a weird way, just like my lack of acceptance of what it looks like. And it's just where I am in the process right now. Like, no good, bad. It just like is what it is. Although when other people hear it, they're like, oh, not like, oh, like sad, just like, you know, they don't want me to not feel 1,000% about myself because I'm just so awesome and beautiful in so many ways. Maybe not right now as I'm like, the camera angle's not there, whatever. I don't want to be self-deprecated on here. I do that enough. And it's part of this grievance process of having a total mastectomy. Anyhow, my tattoo is really pretty. Isn't it pretty? So I've been asked several times over the past few months, not sure why, I think because the Bedford TV Awards happened recently and people asked like, oh, Jen, how's your show doing? And by my show, they don't mean my vlogs. I don't connect these vlogs to my volunteer work or whatever at Bedford TV at all. I don't feel right mixing those two worlds together, which is so funny because that's kind of where I'm going with what I'm sharing right now. So they're asking me how my show's going, and I'm like, I haven't done a show since, I have 3 that I started that I have to edit, and I haven't finished them. And I did a, like, check-in. Well, the president of our board of directors, who also, like, volunteers at the station, he put together one of my vlogs as a Neighbors to Know show, the one about the drains. I just felt it was the most educational one I had at the time. And it was kind of a, you know, Jen didn't disappear off the face of the earth. She's here, but like this is what happened to her, and had one of those, you know, the credits roll or the intro rolls, and then it's like, you know, the screen turns pink, and then it's like Jen Pula was diagnosed with breast cancer and blah, 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 like you see in documentaries and shit. Which is, I mean, it was put together exactly how I asked them to do it. But whatever. And I'm like, I don't want Neighbors to Know to turn into like the cancer show. That's not at all what that show is about. The show is about like introducing you to neighbors. At the time, it was neighbors in Bedford, Massachusetts, that I thought were, I don't like to use influential anymore because that sounds like they're on TikTok or something. Like change makers, people that are doing great things, but they don't sit there going like, hey, look at me, I'm doing a great thing. I just want people to be aware of the good people they are. So maybe there'll be more good people and good things in this world. That was the whole idea behind Neighbors to Know. It's like, neighbors you should know, but I didn't want to say should because that doesn't sound right. But they're just neighbors to know. Or not just, they are neighbors to know. Anyhow, so yeah, that was my second to last episode. And then the last one was on my birthday 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, on my birthday, I did a vlog. I did an episode myself in the studio. It was just me. I wasn't interviewing anybody, and I just gave a check-in as to like, here I am. Here's what happened. Here's where I am now. Well, then, because it was 2 years ago. And it was on my birthday, and I kind of just needed to do that for me, to get back in front of the camera, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna love this being back in front of the camera, and I'll just start filming again, and I'll be inspired by people and want to interview people, and no. Oh my God, I thought it came across really well. I don't recall having to usually I have to like restart over in the beginning, like 5 or 6 times before they actually get rolling. Because once I do an episode, I don't edit for content at all. I feel like that would take away from stuff, which I know the world of social media and influencers right now is all about editing everything. And I don't edit on these either. I just like hit record and go. Anyway, so once I saw myself in that episode, I was not happy at all with what I looked like. I was in the throes of starting, or not starting, but I was in the throes of Lupron and Zometa and tamoxifen and, healing from surgery and PT and menopause from the Lupron and like all the things. And I looked so bloated. I thought I looked awful. And I'm like, I don't want to be behind a camera or in front of a camera again. I don't even want to be behind a camera again. I'm not in that way. Like, I thought in 2019, I thought that my career was going to go in the avenue of being a talk show host. And, here I am switching gears somewhat. But I don't want my vlogs to be like what I'm doing when I grow up, because I don't want to talk about cancer all the fucking time. And people tell me I'm influential and inspiring, but I don't want to talk about it all the time. And obviously you're watching the vlog as often as you are, but like I don't press record on these very frequently anymore. Or sometimes I do, and then I'm like, it's kind of boring, and I'll erase it. At the beginning, I was like every day I was recording, because I didn't really know what was important and what was not. And it's funny because the one main thing I should be sharing with you is that my breast MRI that I had the Sunday before Christmas came back just great. And I'm not being sarcastic. Like they said, literally came back great. The cancer is not back. That's another thing. I don't even want to talk about that, which seems like it's a pretty big deal. And I should be talking about it, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just want to like share where my head was at. So anyway, people were asking me like if I'm going to start the show again. And I'm like, I don't really, no offense to the world, but I don't really feel inspired by someone to interview somebody new right now. And I don't want to be in front of the camera either. I don't doubt my interviewing skills or any of that. I just don't like how I look in front of the camera. I don't like how I look right now. If you were to do this from here down to the bottom of my torso, like that's what I'm not happy with. My legs are just fine. My arms are fine for that matter. My multiple chins and stuff are not. And I'm not setting a great example in the empowerment world right now, but I'm just sharing like where I'm at. And other people, I understand that it's like part of the healing process, and it's just where I am right now. Will I be like this forever? I'm sure I won't. And it's not based on like the number on the scale. I don't know. I look at old pictures of myself and I'm like, that's who Jen is. I see myself now, like on these videos and stuff and pictures and whatever. And unless I'm at a really good, like super high selfie angle, I don't like how I look. It just, to me, it doesn't look like me at all. And I think I'm like, am I going to go back to looking like what I looked like before? Probably not. But it's like it's the new you. It's so stupid. I hate that expression. So am I going to go back to doing my show? I don't want to do it because other people are like, oh, you should go back and do your own show or your show again. And then a friend of mine, oh, we're actually supposed to touch base tomorrow. I don't know whatever happened with that because I didn't hear from her. I'll have to ask. I have a friend who's a stand-up comic, and she's a freaking riot. And she wanted to do a podcast with me and her. She doesn't live. She lives on the West Coast. Or not West-ish coast, the West-ish coast. I'm flaking you on what state she's in. Oh my gosh, she's in Arizona, which is the West-ish coast. Arizona is not on a coast, but it is on the west side of America, and I am on the East Coast. So, anyway, we're going to do a vlog or a podcast together because she's really funny, and I guess I am too sometimes. Anyway, but I'm like, I don't want to talk about the negative things in life that make us funny or make me funny. I don't know. Anyway, the reason why I came on here was because I had watching that old vlog of mine where I was talking about, like, how do you love your post-cancer body or post-mastectomy body. I was talking in that vlog about when I started doing the news for Bedford TV. And I forget about this too, because like I did the news for so long and I forget how the whole thing started. But you know, you can look or watch back. It's pretty early on, I think. And I don't know. The vlog is called, I mean, it can't be that far down because I just was like whizzing through and found it. It was like loving your post-mastectomy body or how do you love your post-mastectomy body or something like that. But I was saying how when I started the news, like I was discovered. I had put together this thing called Gen Night because there's so many Jennifers, or in my circle, there were in my town, a lot of Jennifers. So I'm like, hey, let's get us all together. This is my prior, like, social butterfly self. And anyway, somebody was there, fast forward, and asked me if I wanted to be an anchor on, or a co-anchor on this news program that they were starting. And I'm like, what's Bedford TV? Meanwhile, 10 years later, I still work there. I don't work there doing the news. I work there separately, but the news thing was voluntary, or as a volunteer because they're a nonprofit. And what I forgot about the timing of that was I was going through my divorce at the time, and I forgot about that. And I remember telling the woman who's like, oh, I think you would be a good fit for the other anchor that we have. And I'm like, your timing sucks. I'm like, I'm going through a divorce right now. The last thing on my mind is like starting anchoring a news show. I know nothing about that kind of stuff at all. I was on the news broadcast channel in high school. Does that count? I don't know. And by that, I mean like the old grease, like, boom, 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 boom. Good morning. This is Jen with your morning announcements for blah, 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 blah. Anyhow. But I remember saying, like, the timing is awful. I'm going through a divorce. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, all my energy right now is on the divorce, and I have to move out of my house, and where am I going to go, and what am I going to do, and you know, focusing on my kids and all that stuff. So I originally told her no. And then I don't know exactly what made me change my mind, but a couple of days later, I was like, you know, this could be a reason for me to, like, get motivated to get all dolled up and to wear nice clothes and to, you know, shower and get up and get out of the house and put on makeup and do my hair and all these things to make me feel like me again. And, you know, it's the news, no offense to anything, but well, we have teleprompters now. At that time, we only had scripts that we read off of. So it's not like I had to come up with content because the content was given to me. I threw in my witty personality. But then that news thing, I mean, I did the news for, from 2014 to 2020, 2021. It's a long time. And then my, like, learning how to edit came out of that. I learned how to use the switcher and do the behind the scenes stuff. So I was the technical director for the news. Anyway, and then the talk show kind of started with all of that, obviously, with me working at a TV station. I started working there after I was volunteering there to, related yet unrelated things. But it's funny, as I say now, that, like, I don't want my life to be about cancer all the fucking time. Like, can we just move along? Especially not this last MRI came back normal. Where are my pills? I'm gonna take my meds. Oh, here they are. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. This is the quality of, like, stuff. Oh, look, it's my tamoxifen. What do you know? Say hello, tamoxifen. Hello! Oh, lovely. Hang on. You get to see the magic happen right now. Ready? Wait for it. I'm killing cancer cells with every sip I take. There's a big gulp. Oh yeah, my next oncology appointment, we're apparently having the discussion of if I'm staying on the tamoxifen or if they're going to try me on an aromatase inhibitor. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's not a today thing, so we'll deal with that when we get up to it. So yeah, so the thought in the back of my head is, should I be going back on my show to even just do one episode about, like, me talking to someone? I don't want to do, like, a monologue thing again. I do that enough on here. I want to like talk to someone, not really interviewee, but just talk to someone. And I have a friend of mine who I went to visit today. Was I could have, like, really deep discussions with him. He's seasoned. He's been through a lot in his life. He's actually been one of my guests on Neighbors to Know before. So I'm thinking of having him on and then just, like, asking open questions. I mean, he really doesn't have anything to hide, and neither do I. So, you know, it could be very, I don't know. I mean, yes, educational and inspiring, but just in a really, like, open, raw conversation. Like, you know, like, he'll ask questions, like, you know, and he'll ask, like, if it's too much or crossing a line or something, I don't have to answer, which I know that I don't. But I don't think he's ever asked me anything that I wasn't comfortable with answering. Would I answer it all on air? Not necessarily. But usually there's only a few things that are off limits when I'm on air with my talk show. My back really hurts. My back hurts because I was sick. It's not like my typical back hurting with my lower back. It's like on the left side. I had the whole allergy weirdo thing happen, and then I got sick after that, and I was coughing a lot. Didn't have COVID. It wasn't the flu. I didn't have a fever or anything. Just coughing a lot. I was super congested, and I think my muscles are just sore from coughing so much, so it hurts still when I breathe. It's getting better. Excuse me. So, what was I saying? I don't even know. So anyway, thinking about doing this show with him and just talking about, like, stuff. And, you know, it's interesting because obviously, like, I don't do anything I put my hair to scrunchie. That's what I did to prep for this. And really, I think I just did that because I'm getting ready for bed. No offense to any of you. I was actually having a decent hair day today. But I didn't do anything. I put my glasses on so I could see. And that was it. Oh, there's a hair. Um, anyhow, so I think like I used to try so hard with my talk show because I wanted it to be like awesome. So I would like spend forever on my hair and what clothes am I gonna wear and how am I gonna cross my legs and which shoes am I gonna wear and what angle am I gonna sit the chair at and all these things. And now it's like all that stuff, like how much does it fucking matter? You know, are people really looking at what angle my shoes are at? Are people even looking at my shoes? I don't know. Like, I just don't care. Not that I don't care, like it doesn't, it's just like that's not the priority of why, people shouldn't be paying attention to my shoes. They should be paying attention to what we're saying. I don't know. So, I mean, that's where my head is right now. I keep thinking, like, waiting waiting for me to lose 30 pounds and then I'll start the show again and waiting for this to happen, waiting for that to happen, especially after having this scare of needing this second fucking MRI. And in my gut, I knew that that's my cancer wasn't back. At least I was telling myself that, and it's not. Um, the short story for that is there's the lump that I found they think is skeletal, which I still don't understand because I'm like, what? I have new parts to my skeleton, and they're like, oh, you lost weight, that's why you feel it. I lost 10 pounds and then I gained 5 of it back. Granted, muscle weighs more than fat, whatever, because my genes fit differently and better. So, but I didn't lose that much weight. On the scale, I lost 10 pounds and then went up in 5. So I'm pretty much like I lost 5 pounds in like a year. Whoop-de-doo. Uh, it's not it's not like I lost that much weight and now all of a sudden I can feel these parts of my bones that I never felt before. Anyway, and the spot that they told me that wasn't a spot to be concerned about, even though it was concerning for me because I had a lump. They found a spot underneath my right armpit, which I was not expecting them to find. That's what they were really following up on with this last MRI. And um, it showed it's not scar tissue, it's not fat necrosis, it's like kind of something in the middle. They just call it post-surgical changes because it has fat in it. It's not a tumor. It has fat in it, so it's something that happened because of surgery. But there is no, like they do the MRI with contrast dye, with and without contrast dye. And if it were cancer, the cancer cells would be like, ooh, contrast dye, come on over to see us. And it would be like, and, light up bright white. And it did not do that. There's no blood supply, or there's no increased blood supply from when I had the contrast dye. Oh, that rhymes. Ha 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 ha. So anyway, it's not cancerous. But they still wanted to do, and they still want to do a follow-up MRI in 6 months. And breast MRIs suck. And when I had the last one done, the fucking MRI machine broke like halfway through before they put the contrast in, so that was good. But yeah, it broke. It like just wasn't responsive. Like can you just reboot the computer? But it wasn't working, so I had to like get out of that fucking contraption and go across. It was at like 6 o'clock on a Sunday before Christmas, so like nobody was really in the hospital. So I just in my Johnny and shit walked over to another room to use another MRI machine. So it was like an hour and wait, it's a 45-minute MRI usually, but I already gone through half of it, so it was like an hour. Just whatever, uncomfortable. Anyway, I should be sleeping. I don't know. I just have thoughts and I come out here to share with you. So I'm thinking I tried so hard, or I used to try so hard, like with my show, to make everything so perfect all the time. And if there's one thing, I mean, there's many things I've learned from this fucking ass journey, that things just aren't going to be perfect. Even if I spend 6 hours on my hair, there's going to be like one flyaway that's going to annoy the living shit out of me or something. You know, the clothes are going to need to be what they are. If I have love handles, like, whatever, I'll probably wear all black so it's more forgiving. But deep down, I know that I'm a people person. Do you love my winning people personality? I know I know that I'm a people person. In general, I get fueled by being around other people. Not being in a classroom anymore, and I really don't have any desire to go back into a classroom anymore, but I do miss the dynamic very much of being around all those people all day long. It's energizing. It's energizing and exhausting at the same time. But I miss, like, you know, meeting with a team of teachers, and, like, you know, in a work day, I would see, like, whatever, 60 teachers or something. Now I work at a company where there's 6 people there, and half those people are remote. So I feel like part of me losing my personality of how I used to be is these changes in my lifestyle that I'm just not where I want to permanently land. And I've been like a hard no on doing my shows and stuff, but I feel like it's time to you know, get out there and just do one and talk. And if I hate it, I don't have to air it. You know, there's plenty of people that have done shows before and they're like, I hate how I look, and then they just don't want it on air. So I know I can do that. But, like, it's funny because the vlogs, when I look at my analytics and stuff, there are very few people that I know personally that watch these. I know some of the people who do watch these that I know. Wait, I said that twice. I know who some of the people are that watch my vlogs because they've told me they have before. But it's not like my family, who you'd think maybe would watch it to know what's going on with their loved one. It's not them. Anyway, that's so annoying, but whatever. It just is. Why was I talking about my analytics? Why am I vlogging at 1 o'clock in the morning? Oh my God. I don't know what my point was. I just come on these things and I just hit record, and because I didn't want to talk about cancer so much with Neighbors to Know, because I didn't want Neighbors to Know to be about Jen has cancer. I wanted Neighbors to Know to be about neighbors outside of me that people should know. I'm also getting right now that I need to give myself more credit for the neighbor I am to people that were in Bedford, although I don't live in Bedford anymore. Oh, here's a thought. Should I do this show in the town I moved to? They have a cable access station with a lot more bells and whistles than I have in the one in Bedford. That'd be really fucked up if I did that. Although I don't know who I would talk to in the town where I am now, because I don't like really know anybody in this town. And what's awkward too is one of the videographer people at that TV station I went on a date with once. Anyhow, it's fine. But yeah, I wonder if I should like morph the show over there. I don't know. Anyway, but for now, I feel like I need to like get in front of the damn camera and stop taking so much and just have the right person to talk to and just talk about some of these like deeper things that are underneath the things I talk about in my vlogs. Like the body shaming and the like interesting questions that I guess like people don't realize about. Like today I was asked in this conversation I had with my friend, or maybe I just brought it up, I think, that like you're numb after going through a double mastectomy. I didn't know that happened. He asked something about like the, nerves or whatever, nerve endings. And I'm like, yeah, I don't feel, I bang into walls and shit and don't, don't feel it on my boob, which could be a problem because like would it leave a mark? I assume it would leave a mark. I don't know. I think people don't get how like the implant thing even like works. And some people, which is a tough question, when someone says, did you go flat or get implants? I'm like, damn, I guess you can't tell in some outfits. But if I'm wearing like a hoodie or something, you can't really tell anyway. But I'm like, no, I had implants. And then they want to know, like, did you go up a size or down a size? And because I feel separated from my boobs right now, I don't mind talking about that. I don't know how my boss is going to feel about me talking about that on air, but how much do I care? I don't really care. I feel like there's questions about breast cancer that people just want, and not inappropriate, just people want to know about. Like when I found out that I had to have my boobs removed, what was my choice to have my left side removed? And I'm glad that I did, because I did have lobular carcinoma on my left side. So, like, no, it had to go. But I couldn't even picture what the hell it was going to look like. I said to them, can you explain to me, how do you even do that? You just like chop them off and sew it back up? Like, I don't get how you do it. And my breast surgeon drew pictures and stuff for me to help me understand. But, everyone's surgery is different, but the main part of having double mastectomy, I think, is the same. It's just that your scars look different, and depends on like how big the tumor is and where it is, and do they suspect lymph node involvement and blah blah blah, all that stuff. I don't know. So that's where I am right now. It's just how much do I want to have my life not be about this, and how much do I want to share stuff in a different way. Because, well, I don't feel like I'm my most attractive self right now. I don't know, maybe my personality is super winning right now. You can let me know that in the comments below. I feel like the message that the role model that I that I am as a human being, that I don't really give a shit. Whoops, about a lot of things that I used to really give a shit about. I don't give a shit about how I come across really as much anymore, because I'm not, that sounds so wrong. But when you're self-deprecating, I feel like who the fuck cares if I look like shit? Because I feel like I know that I look like, not like shit. I just know that I don't look like what I used to look like. So why should I be like, on my own case about making myself look like something that I know I'll never look like again? I don't know. I don't have to have it all perfect. I'm like, maybe I won't even use any cue cards, because normally I put notes around the, what do you call it, around the camera to keep me focused of like, here's the bullet points I want to talk about. I kind of don't even want to do that. I don't even remember how I used to introduce my show. I could look back. I probably would look back. Like, I don't want to be super unprofessional, because it's not a vlog. It's a talk show. It's different. But my talk show won Best Profile Talk Show in the Northeast at the ACM Northeast Awards in 2020, I think. It sucks, because I like wanted a whole hullabaloo, and then because of COVID, it was like a not a Zoom, but like it was online, and I'm like, but I want the trophy in person. Like, I want the dinner and all the shit that goes along with it. But anyway, I was asked this past year to be one of the judges for the ACM Northeast Awards. And obviously can't, like, I mean, my show wasn't nominated for anything because I haven't done a new show in years. But it was interesting to see all the content that people submit. And some of it was like awesome. And some of it I'm like, there wasn't anything like, I mean, my vlogs aren't up there, but there wasn't anything submitted that was like what I could offer by combining like an episode of Neighbors to Know with the point of why I do these vlogs. So, I don't know. Not that I want to win an award, but I don't know. Like, what I want to hang it on my wall, like, I don't even know. I hang the other one on the wall because it looks really cool. I don't actually, it doesn't, I think it just says like Neighbors to Know and then the guest that I had on my award. It doesn't talk about a topic because I don't think the topic was in, there's never a topic in my Neighbors to Know. It's the person because the whole point is that it's a neighbor. I feel like if I say Neighbors to Know with Jen Pula, host Jen Pula, creator Jen Pula, that's a little bit much. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I'll throw it out there tomorrow, or it is tomorrow, in a couple of days to see if he wants to talk. Ugh, I gotta wait till my back is better. I don't know if it's like my lung or something. It's just like, when you cough a lot, like it hurts. All right, that's it. Oh my gosh, 36 minutes. See, that's the thing too. Like I have to not talk like this so much. I'm much more focused though when I do my talk shows than when I blog because I think more about like what am I going to talk about. I always have every intention of talking for like 5, maybe 10 minutes. And as you have seen, if you watch these, like that doesn't really ever happen. I had to change my thingy out. This thing is like hurting me. I switched out from my other one because it was too bulky. But I'm just sick of being in physical pain. In general, I'm just sick of being in physical pain. So I need to get this shit out and get my hoop back in. I just have a hard time doing that on my own. All right, I'm going to go to bed. Maybe I'll finish watching that vlog to see. It's interesting for me to go back and see like where I was at with that vlog because I don't even remember how long ago I did that vlog. But what I will leave you with is just the timing of all of it, because I wasn't really in a sad place, like for as long, like a consistent sad place, or a consistent, like, mad, angry place, until I hit, like, just about my 3-year mark after diagnosis. Which is not a great thing to tell you if you're just newly diagnosed. By the way, your anger and sadness will come later. It's just like in the beginning, in the very beginning, like your focus is just like, what do you have to do? Like what do I have to do? What are my jobs? What are my tasks? And you plow all those out. And then I don't even remember how year 2 was, honestly. I don't even remember. And year 3, it's like all your stuff starts to settle down, and then you're like, what the fuck just happened? And that's when you start really thinking about stuff. Like, what? What? And it was weird when they called, and I'll go into this more another day, but when the nurse called the day after my, like I had the MRI on Sunday before Christmas, and they scheduled an appointment for a Zoom on Monday to go over the results. And it was at like 11 o'clock or something. But I got a phone call at like 9 something, and I'm like, fuck. Because if they get that phone call the first thing the following morning, like, it's usually not a good sign. And I answer the phone, and she said, is this Jennifer? I'm like, yep. Or Jen. I'm like, yep. And she's like, do you have a few minutes to talk? And I'm like, fuck. I said out loud, I'm like, fuck. Because that's what they say. That's what they say. And then they give you bad news. So I went into soldier mode. I'm like, I need to get a pen and something to write with. So I walked over to my kitchen and I got a pen. And I got my pink ribbon notepad that I had gotten from a Relay for Life event. And I sat on the floor and used, I mean, it's Christmas time. I have like boxes everywhere. I used a box to write on, and I'm like, all right, like let me put my AirPods in so I can be hands free and write down my fucking directions of what I need to do. And she's like, no, no, no. She's like, everything is good. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you don't fucking start the conversation with like, do you have a few minutes to talk? Like that way? No. I'm like, have you not done this before? That's not what you say. You say, like, oh my gosh. So when I had or actually, no, it wasn't. Wait, no. I did have a Zoom on the day after. Did I? I had a Zoom the day after with oncology. The person that called was from the breast center, because my normal nurse, the nurse I've had from the breast center was on vacation because of Christmas, but she called on Thursday, the day after Christmas, to let me know how things were. And when she called, like I knew I was having I knew that she was going to be calling me, and when I missed the call, I slept in because I wasn't feeling great. And she and her voicemail was even like chipper. She's like, hey Jen, it's blah blah blah, and just want to fill you in on the MRI. And I knew the MRI results anyway because of the phone call on Monday. But she was very bubbly. She wouldn't like be bubbly like that if something were bad. And then when I called and they just put me on hold and sent me to her, which was great that I didn't have to play phone tag or something. She's like, so as soon as she got on the phone, she's like, so great news. I'm like, that's how you start the fucking conversation. You don't say, do you have some time to talk? Like, no. All right. Anyway, I gotta fucking go to sleep. Sorry for all the F-bombs. Sorry, not sorry. I can't use F-bombs, so if I go on my show, that's okay. I'm pretty trained not to. Anyhow, alrighty, that's all I got. I don't have any wise wisdom things. I don't have any. I'm grateful for things. I'm just too tired to talk about it right now. All right, till next time. Bye.